Hello, everyone. Welcome to Awaken Your Freedom Show. Please subscribe to support our growing community. Today, we're diving deep into something pretty fundamental, rewriting your inner wealth code. We're looking at Harv Weaker's book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, really exploring that, mental side of wealth, that subconscious script that, well, seems to run the show financially.
It really does. Eager calls it our money blueprint. Basically, it's all the beliefs and feelings about money we've picked up, often without even realizing it, maybe from way back in childhood. It's like old software running our financial lives. You know those sayings like, money doesn't grow on trees, or maybe rich people are greedy. Those little things, they can get lodged in there and really steer your decisions.
Absolutely. So our goal today, for you listening, is to figure out how to spot that program inside you. And then the big one, how do you actually change it? Because if you can upgrade that internal software, well, your financial results can change too. Okay, so let's really get into this. Aker's big idea. Sounds simple, but it's deep. Wealth starts in your head. It's not just about, strategies or how much you earn. It's really about how you think and feel about money. This money blueprint he talks about, that's the engine, the real driver.
Exactly. It's like this invisible operating system for your finances, this subconscious script. It dictates your thoughts, your feelings, and ultimately your actions with money every single day. It's like an internal compass, right? Pointing you in a certain financial direction, and often you're not even aware it's doing it. You might think you're making purely logical choices, but underneath, these beliefs are pulling the strings.
And get this, Eger argues this blueprint is so powerful you have to change the program if you want different results. You can work incredibly hard, hustle like crazy, but if that inner programming isn't set for wealth, it just feels like pushing a boulder uphill.
Which brings us straight to a core idea. Your money blueprint really determines your financial destiny. Think of your brain like a thermostat for money. Let's say your internal comfort zone is set for, I don't know, $50,000 a year. Even if you suddenly get a windfall like a bonus or inheritance, your subconscious will it'll work to get you back to that $50 K setting. You'll start making choices, maybe unconsciously, that bring you back down. It's like your internal GPS just reroutes you to that familiar spot.
Yeah, and the classic example, which is kind of shocking, is lottery winners. You hear these stories, right? But studies actually back it up. A huge number of them are broke again within 5 years. They get millions, but their internal thermostat, it just wasn't calibrated for that level of wealth. So their subconscious programming kind of self-corrects, pulls them right back down. It's wild.
But then look at the flip side. Think about self-made millionaires who lose it all. Maybe a business fails or the market crashes. What happens? Very often, they bounce back surprisingly fast. Why? Because their money blueprint, their internal programming, is still wired for wealth. That thermostat is set high. So they naturally, almost automatically climb back up. It really shows that wealth. It's less about the actual dollars in the bank and more about sort of the financial identity you hold, who you are with money, not just what you have.
That's powerful. So as you're listening, maybe take a second to think. What might your own money thermostat be set to? What's that level your subconscious seems to keep pulling you back towards? Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Eker makes a strong point about how rich people think differently than poor people. He doesn't really mince words. He outlines these 17 wealth files. Think of them as pairs of beliefs, right? Contrasting ways of thinking to separate the financially successful from those who struggle. It's a really useful way to see these underlying patterns. Let me give you a couple of concrete examples from the book that really make it clear. Someone with a, let's say, poor money blueprint might see something they want and immediately think, I can't afford it. End of story. But the rich mindset, it asks a different question. Okay, how can I afford it? See that shift. It's proactive, problem solving. Another one, focusing on obstacles versus opportunities. The poor mindset often gets stuck on why something won't work, all the roadblocks, while the rich mindset actively looks for the possibilities, the ways it could work. And the last one I'll mention, is money just about survival, just getting by? Or is it a tool for freedom, for making an impact? That's a big difference in perspective.
Yeah, and the key thing here is, this shift isn't like flipping a switch. It's not magic. It's practice, consistent practice. Like if every time a bill arrives, your instant thought is, ugh, I'm broke. You're actually reinforcing that scarcity program in your head. But what if you trained yourself to pause and instead ask, okay, how can I generate more value to cover this easily? That little change, repeated over time, starts rewiring things towards abundance. So maybe ask yourself, how do you usually react when money challenges pop up? Is it instant scarcity, or do you try to find the opportunity?
Right. Now let's talk commitment. This is another big one from Eker. He says something really direct. Rich people are committed to being rich. poor people want to be rich.
Mm.
Seems subtle, but what's the real difference there?
Oh, it's everything. Being interested means, you give it a try. You work at it until it gets hard or uncomfortable, and then often you back off, you quit. You might say you want wealth, but the follow-through isn't there when things get tough. Committed, though. That's different. That means you keep going. You push through the obstacles, the discomfort, the setbacks until you achieve the goal, period. It's a totally different level of resolve, of grit.
Can you give us a real-world picture of that?
Sure. Think about someone starting a business, an entrepreneur. If they're just interested, maybe sales dip, or they hit a big snag, what happens? They might just pack it in. Oh, well, wasn't meant to be. But if they're truly committed, they see that dip as feedback, a problem to solve. They adjust, they learn, they pivot, they fight, they keep going until it works. Iker has this great analogy. Treat wealth like oxygen. You don't say, I'm kind of interested in breathing today. No, you breathe because it's essential. It's non-negotiable. That's the kind of energy, that relentless focus you need for real commitment to building wealth.
Okay, principle number 4. Iker is really clear that money itself is just a tool. It's not a master. It's not inherently good or evil. His point is that money basically just magnifies who you already are.
Exactly. It's an amplifier. Think of someone like Oprah Winfrey. She was known for her generosity long before she was a billionaire. The wealth didn't make her generous. It just gave her the means to express that generosity on a massive, massive scale. It amplified who she already was. And the flip side is true, too. If someone tends towards greed or selfishness, more money will likely just make them more so. The analogy Iker uses is money is like a knife. A knife can be used to cut bread to feed people, or it can be used to harm someone. The knife itself isn't good or bad. It's the intent behind its use that matters. So this raises a really important question for you listening. Do you maybe have some fear around wealth, a worry that it might corrupt you or change you negatively? Iker's advice is pretty blunt. Stop fearing wealth. It's not the enemy. It's an amplifier. You get to decide what it amplifies.
So practically speaking, what does this all lead to? Our 5th principle from Iker: you have to manage what you have now to attract more later. He really hammered this home. Money flows to people who respect it, who manage it well. You can't realistically expect to handle, say, $100,000 effectively if you're currently struggling to manage $1,000 properly. It's like building a muscle. Start with smaller weights, prove you can handle them, then you can handle more. Financial muscle.
And he gives a very practical way to do this. He suggests splitting every bit of income, every paycheck, into different buckets or accounts, specific pots for necessities, long-term savings, investments, education, giving back, and even play, fun money. By consciously directing every dollar, giving it a job, you're actively training your money blueprint. You're proving to yourself and kind of to the universe that you can handle abundance. You're building the systems and the discipline needed for more wealth to flow in. Iker uses another great analogy here. Money is like water. If your container, meaning your habits, your discipline, has leaks, well, pouring more water in won't help. It'll just leak out faster. You've got to fix the container first, plug the leaks. Then the container can hold more and the flow increases.
It really helps to see this in the real world. You think about self-made success stories, like Sarah Blakely starting Spanx with just $5,000, or Howard Schultz building Starbucks from almost nothing. These weren't just people who got lucky breaks or only worked hard, though they did work hard, but fundamentally, they believed differently. They had a different internal blueprint from the start, or they consciously changed it. They saw rejection not as failure, but as data, as fuel. They channeled fear into focus. They weren't just chasing dollars. They were living the mindset that creates wealth.
Yeah, and that's such a contrast to that trap we sometimes see, the rich lifestyle, broke bank account situation. Someone earning a good income, maybe even a great income, but spending every penny, maybe more, just to keep up appearances. That behavior, that's a classic sign of a poor money blueprint still running the show, even with high income. It really underscores that financial success isn't just about the paycheck size. It's about that deep internal programming. What are you doing with the money? How are you thinking about it?
So pulling it all together, Iker's core message is really about this internal reprogramming. It's about having the courage to examine your beliefs about money, to consciously choose to upgrade those wealth files to ones that serve you better. It's about that deep commitment we talked about, respecting money enough to manage it well, and making your choices from a place of abundance, not scarcity or fear. He basically argues that wealth isn't primarily about luck or even raw intelligence. It's about alignment, getting your thoughts, feelings, and actions all working together towards prosperity.
Absolutely. And he offers a really direct challenge, something everyone listening can do starting today. He says, sit down, grab a pen, and write down 3 money beliefs you think you inherited, maybe from family, maybe from society. Things like money is the root of all evil, or it's hard to make money, or rich people are inherently selfish, whatever resonates for you. Then consciously rewrite each one. Turn it into a positive, empowering wealth file. So, money is hard to get becomes something like, money flows to me easily when I provide value. Or rich people are selfish could become, wealthy people can be incredible forces for good and generous leaders. And the final step, the crucial one, is repetition. Say these new beliefs to yourself every day, out loud, feel them, until they start to feel more natural, more true than the old ones.
Because here's the bottom line, and it's a really powerful thought from Ecker. Until you rewire your mind, no amount of money you get is likely to stick around long term. But once you do that internal rewiring, money will start to flow to you and, just as importantly, through you with much greater ease. So the question to leave you with as you ponder all this is, what single belief about money are you going to choose to start rewiring today? To close, please don't forget to subscribe on your favorite platform, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or Spotify, to stay sharp and never miss a drop of knowledge that could change your financial life. Thank you.